Hey y'all, it's me, Kevvie. So a few weeks ago, Simon and Amy tagged me in the Pain Over Joy tag, and I missed it. So sorry, Simon and Amy. Oh, please forgive my disrespect. Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot just tagged me in this tag too, so it's the perfect time for me to record it. The Pain Over Joy tag is about books that are joyful or painful. Y'all have probably seen this tag a bunch of times by now, so you don't need me to explain it. So let's just get right into it. 1. Do you mostly read books illustrating pain or joy? Why? Well, I mostly read books about murder. So I suppose that means they're illustrating pain. Is it awful of me to say that books about pain bring me joy? Like, let's take a look at The Butterfly Garden. That book was horrific. These women were kidnapped and kept in captivity for years. Then when the gardener decides to kill them, he fills their bodies with formaldehyde and encases them in resin, making them a permanent part of his butterfly collection. And I get we're supposed to be disturbed and disgusted, but I kind of love it. On the one hand, I'm like, wouldn't it be so nice to never have to worry about bills and shit again? And as long as I can remember, I've always thought when I die, I don't want to be buried or cremated. Some people donate their bodies to science, but I want to donate my body to art. I want to have my skin turn to leather, or be floating in a tank of formaldehyde like Damien Hirst, or take my intestines and hang them from the roof of an art installation. I don't really care what they do with me, as long as it turns into something beautiful. So seeing the girls being cast in resin, I was like, damn, I love that idea. I want that. But also, one of my favorite horror movies is Halloween, and when Michael Myers kills somebody, it fills me with glee. Glee! Same shit with the Saw films. Maybe I'm a sadist, but I don't like that kind of shit in real life. I'm actually really squeamish about that kind of stuff. But in a fantastic setting like a film or a novel, I revel in it. 2. Do you think books about pain are more intellectually valuable? I think that's kind of a reductive mindset. Sure, people generally prefer joy and happy endings, so making something painful may seem edgy or whatever, but everyone experiences pain. Even the most well-off people who have everything they could ever dream of live lives that are full of pain. Pain is easy. It may be a challenge to tap into your pain and transform it into a work of art, but pain is a reservoir we all have access to. Stories about pain are universally relatable. I think it'd be much harder to write a successful book about joy. Not joy on a superficial level, but true, deep joy. Not like, oh, these two characters got married in the end. Who cares? We've all heard straight people joke about how miserable marriage is. That's not a happy ending, let alone a joyful one. I think if an author can venture beyond happiness into unadulterated joy, then they are a true master of their craft. 3. Why do you think major book awards primarily award books about pain? Because at some point, people got the impression that joyful books can't have good plot. In painful books, the pain is often the motivator, driving the protagonist. So people are so accustomed to that, it's harder to fathom what the motivation would be in a book of joy. Where's the tension without the pain? They've been conditioned into believing that pain is what makes something good, but I think that mindset lacks nuance. 4. Do you use and agree with the phrase guilty pleasure? Not really. The only time I can remember using the phrase guilty pleasure was to describe Paris Hilton's music. But no, I love it. I have no guilt about it. I don't think you should feel guilty about something that brings you joy. If someone went through the effort to write a whole damn book, then they deserve to be enjoyed without shame. Unless we're talking about J.K. Rowling's turf ass, in which case you should feel guilty about continuing to support her. I am a total Hufflepuff, but I'm not going to continue supporting someone who is actively hurting my people. She can get fucked. 5. Do you think books centering joy are guilty pleasures? No. What kind of question is that? People are allowed to experience joy without it being tinged by guilt. Let people enjoy shit. Our lives are plenty miserable. If somebody's goal in reading is escapism, to go to a happy place away from the bullshit for once in a while, more power to them. If you enjoy something, enjoy it wholeheartedly. 6. Do you read in secret? Are there any books you read but never talk about out of guilt, shame, or embarrassment? No. I've been pretty transparent about what I read here on this channel. The only time I may have been embarrassed was Dino Island, and as soon as I realized it could be content, I doubled down on it. I guess the only secret books I haven't talked about are the children's books I read with my nephews. My favorite one of those was How Mamas Love Their Babies by Juniper Fitzgerald. It's a picture book about all the different ways a mother's love can manifest. My favorite thing about this book is that it positively addresses sex work and presents it as just another job that mamas do to support their babies. I love that. So there, not a secret anymore. 7. Who do you tag? I always hate this question because I feel like I'm so late to these tags, I don't know who's already done it. It's like VD, tacked onto the end of every one of these tags to make sure it spreads. How about you do the tag if it sounds interesting to you? We'll just say I tagged you, okay? So there's the Pain Over Joy tag. I hope Simon and Amy like it and forgive my lateness. If not, I may have to slap myself again, and I might like it. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if it pleases and sparkles, I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!